Hi Gemini, welcome to September. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. Before I start your reading, I want to call in some good energy. So this month we have a lot going on. We have a full moon in Pisces on the 2nd. Mars goes retrograde on the 9th. And then Jupiter goes direct on the 13th. Then we have the equinox on the 22nd. And a full moon, or a new moon in Virgo on the 17th. And then Saturn goes direct at the end of the month on the 29th. And in between all of that, there are some good aspects. This is a mixed month. And then there are some tense aspects. And we'll get into that later. But let's see what Gemini needs to know about love and relationships for the month of September. What does Gemini need to know? Now the good thing is your ruling planet at the beginning of the month is in Virgo, And it's strong in Virgo, so that's good. And it'll be sextiling. It'll be trining Uranus, sextiling Venus. But let's see what the cards say about love. What does Gemini need to know about love and relationships for the month of September? What does Gemini need to know? Okay, the bottom of the deck is the Page of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles, the Strength card, the Tower, the Seven of Cups, the High Priestess, the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, the Nine of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, and the Judgment. Okay, so the Nine of Pentacles is a card of someone, so you're like in your garden and you're comfortable materially, or at least you're working toward that effect. You're trying to work on financial security. But this woman here is alone. Although she's comfortable, she's in a good home, a beautiful home. She's got this bird as her power animal. In some decks, it's the hawk. She's feeling lonely. So it could be that this month, you may have gone through a major change in a relationship. Because you have the Tower here. So you're coming out of a Tower experience. Maybe a relationship ended, or there was some kind of shocking, a lot of major changes happening, either in your career or in your life. You have the Strength card crossing the Nine of Pentacles. That's a card of taming the beast within, or working with someone. You could be dealing with someone who has anger issues, or someone who is trying to control their emotions in some way. It's even possible that you could be trying to help someone through a difficult time. And maybe someone's coming to you for financial assistance or some kind of nurturing. With the Tower, I feel like something has ended, something major changes. So there could have been something that's ending, maybe a relationship or even a career situation. And now you have the Seven of Cups here, which is a card of options. You have multiple options. And you're trying to decide, where do I go from here? Now that this has been destroyed, this part of my life is ended, or changed in a dramatic way. Where do I want to go from here? And with the Seven of Cups, you have been stuck in the choices. And you haven't really been choosing anything. You've been just kind of contemplating the options. The High Priestess coming up into the future is a card about trusting your intuition. Taking time out to listen to that inner voice, that inner guidance. That's going to point to the right direction. Help you to choose. Because you have to choose a path. Now with the Four of Pentacles, this is a card about security or holding on to something. You could be holding on to something that you really need to let go of, but you're holding on because it represents security to you. So it could be a relationship. It could even be a job or career path that has been providing you with financial success or security. With the High Priestess, there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. So you could be working in a situation where there are things happening, major restructuring on your job. Maybe you're even thinking about making major changes in your life, in a relationship. But a part of you is holding on to your security. You don't want to do anything radical that's going to jeopardize that. But there's a sense of unrest. It's like you're not really happy, but you're not ready to make a change either. So you have this Four of Cups here. This is a card of boredom, dissatisfaction, feeling not appreciated, feeling taken for granted. So you're not really happy in your current situation. And something is being offered to you. There's this cup coming out of a cloud, right? But you're not sure that you want to accept this. I don't know, maybe the offer isn't exactly what you want. You did want to change, but what's being offered is not quite what you were looking for. So you're kind of sitting there, well, I don't know, do I really want this? So this is a month of contemplation, but it's also going to be a month of self-control because of the Strength card here. You could be dealing with your own issues of not going to extremes of emotion, not reacting when changes are happening, trying to stay calm. If this is not happening with you, it could be happening to someone close to you. You could be dealing with someone who's a little bit volatile or emotionally all over the place. Someone who goes to extremes of emotion. Now in your environment, you have the Nine of Wands. This is a card that comes up when you've been struggling for a long time. There's a battle going on. You've been fighting for something. And you're almost near the end of the battle. But you're very weary. So if you're in a relationship and you've been struggling with something within the relationship, the Nine of Wands comes up sometimes to say something you thought you had already resolved. Something that you said, okay, I took care of this. This is done, and I don't have to deal with this anymore. It's coming back to be dealt with again. So it could be a relationship that has ended, and now this person's coming back for the last final round. Because I feel like, and here this person looks wounded. And they're standing their ground, they're defending themselves against attack. So you might have to explain yourself, or you might have to defend yourself one more time before you can come to completion with whatever the Tower is taking away. Because I feel like something is being taken away, something is crumbling, but it's a good thing. I know it's hard to say. Like when you're in the middle of chaos, it's hard to see the good, the silver lining. But it's being taken away so that you are freed to follow the right path, because you've been wasting your time or spending your energy. I shouldn't say wasting your time, because nothing's a waste of time. Everything's a lesson. But you've been spending a lot of energy with something that needs to come to an end. This is also a card that comes up that says, don't give up. Don't give up the fight. So if you're struggling with something, waiting for results, and thinking, well, maybe I should just give up. This is just too hard. Nothing's, I'm not getting anywhere. This is a card of saying, you're so close. Just give it that one last push. Don't quit. And here in your wish fulfillment sector, you have the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles card. This is, I feel like there's a blockage that's preventing you from getting what you want. And part of that blockage is, one, you're feeling not worthy of whatever you're trying to achieve. So the Five of Pentacles is like someone who feels cut off or on the outside looking in. It's like, there's a party going on in the house and you're out in the cold. Because a part of you feels that you're not worthy to participate or you won't be accepted. There's like a fear of rejection here, a lack of self-worth in some instances. So it's like you're not even going to try. It's like, I don't even want to try because I don't know if I can fit in with this group. I don't know if I'll be accepted. So whatever's being offered to you, you're kind of wondering, can I fit in? Can I do this? Will I be accepted? There could also be a little element of depression, feeling lonely. I feel like there's a sense of loneliness. But if you want to achieve your goal, you have to start thinking, yes, I can be accepted. This is something that's happening in your head. Of course, you could be having, going through a mild depression, having some financial difficulties. Or you're worried about, if I go for what I want, like right now, I feel like right now you're okay financially. But if you go for what you want, you're worried that you won't be. That if you give up what you have now for something that you want, that you truly want, that will fulfill you, there's a risk, there's a little bit of a financial or security risk. And you have to be secure. You have to feel like, yes, I can do this. Now, here you have the Judgment. But this is something that's blocking you. I feel like, and it's tied with the Strength card, because the Strength sometimes comes up when you have like issues of self-worth that you have to build on. You have to learn how to value and love yourself and feel that you are worthy of love and worthy of success and money and security. And it's possible that even counseling would help. Going to some type of counselor if you're feeling those feelings of lack. Then again, it could be someone that you're dealing with that's going through this. And even if you're dealing with a person who's feeling that way, they could probably use some counseling. So, or even if you're in a relationship where you're dealing with someone who has anger issues or trouble controlling their emotions, counseling can help. So that this person needs to learn how to value and love themselves on the inside. And when you love and value yourself, you attract love. And you attract abundance. Now, the Judgment here is a card of it's a wake-up call. It's like you're waking up. It's a rebirth. You're having a spiritual awakening this month where you're realizing, I have to change. I can't wait for life to drop something in my lap. If I'm not getting what I need to go out and do something, take action, work on me so that I can get what I deserve. So you're going to be taking action with the Judgment. This comes up a lot of times when people change jobs or change relationships because they suddenly realize what they need and then they take action to get it. They're not waiting for the universe to give something to them. Like because a lot of times change happens whether we want it or not. We have to deal with it. Somebody dies, a relationship breaks up, a job, you lose a job, a company goes bankrupt, you have to deal with these things. But with the Judgment card, you could be existing in a secure situation, but suddenly realize, this is not what I want. This is not making me happy. This is not fulfilling me. And I need to change. I need to work on myself so I can get out from under this and get on the right path. And you have here the Page of Pentacles. This is the card of the student, or someone who's open to the new. So these changes, to get what you want, you may have to learn new skills, or you may have to be open to experiencing new things and break free from the security, holding on, because that could be your prison. When you hold on to something that's really not satisfying, just because of money or security, it's like being in a prison. But I feel like the Judgment is a positive card, because it's telling me that you are going to be working on yourself, and you are going to be feeling stronger at the end of this month. And because you're feeling stronger, because you have been working on yourself, because you've been growing and changing and releasing and even forgiving. Sometimes the Judgment has to do with forgiveness. Forgiving someone, letting go of the past, because when you hold on to anger or resentment, it damages you as much as it damages the other person. So you have to release and let go. And the result of that will be a stronger you who knows what they want and is not going to settle for less. And so then, because your needs are changing, you're going to take action to get what you want, to get where you need to be, and to embrace the new, to work through these, whatever it is that's holding you back. So let's see what the astrology has to say. So the full moon in Pisces is happening in your 10th house. That's career, that's your life path, your status in the world. It doesn't always have to be career, it could also be relationship status. Because it's affecting the full moon, the moon's in one sign and the sun is in the opposite sign. So if you're dealing with 10th house issues with the moon, the sun, your ego, is in the 4th house. So there is this conflict between your career and your home life this month. And it's coming to a head, it's coming to completion at this full moon in Pisces. Now, the good thing, this is a good moon, because it is sextile Uranus in your 12th house. So the moon is sextile Uranus, and the sun is trine Uranus. So there could be some surprise developments that come out. And with Uranus in the 12th, that usually means like secrets. So if something has been hidden from you, it's going to come out. You're going to see the truth. Maybe that truth that you see helps you to decide what direction to go in. The other way it can work with Uranus in the 12th is that you have this, Satori moment, this wake up, this flash of inspiration, and you suddenly realize what's been holding you back. Because the 12th house has to do with psychological issues. Our fears, our negative self-talk, the gremlins in your head that say, oh, I can't do this, I'm not good enough, and then you don't even try. Uranus is going to free you from psychological baggage so that you can have the home life that you want, the career that you want, the status that you want. So this represents a culmination. So possibly you've been working on yourself, and you're going to start to see results. Mercury, which is your ruling planet, is in the 4th house, and it's trining Saturn in the 8th house. So you could be receiving good news about some kind of financial issue. The 8th house has to do with money and resources that you receive from others. So taxes, inheritance, grant money, insurance payout money. So if you've been waiting for a decision, or you've been waiting for a settlement, possibly, maybe with the sale of a home or something having to do with your family, that might come to fruition. You might get good news. There might be at the 11th hour, there might be this money coming in. You have Venus in the second house. Definitely. I think that there's going to be some money coming in this month, because Mercury is sextile Venus. Mercury's in your 4th, and Venus is in your 2nd, which is the house of money, self-esteem. What do I value? Love. Venus represents love and money. And it's really interesting how love and money are tied here, because it's really, how do I value myself? If I value myself, then I won't settle for less than what I deserve. And that goes for the love that you receive, but it also goes for like the money that you earn. Because if you value yourself, you're not going to work in a job that's going to pay you, a mere pittance. I mean, if you're not getting paid what you're worth, you're not going to settle for that, because you're worthy, and you're going to demand to be compensated properly. And the same thing goes for a relationship. If you value and love yourself, and someone's treating you poorly or not giving you the love you need, you're not going to settle for that. You're going to demand more. And if someone can't give you more, then you're going to find, the relationship will fall apart. You're not going to waste your energy on someone who doesn't love you properly. You're not going to waste your talent in a company that's not paying you what you're worth, that's not rewarding you or valuing you. So it's all tied up. And when Venus comes through the second house, it usually brings an increase. Venus is a luck, it brings money. It's one of the benefics, Venus and Jupiter. And especially that it's sextile Mercury. So there could be messages, or maybe you're having a conversation with someone that you share a home with, or there's some money issue that has to be resolved. Mercury and Venus in favorable aspect, and especially Mercury trine Saturn, I feel that the decision will go in your favor. So especially if you're waiting to hear from a bank or because Saturn in the 8th represents like government authority. So there could be some good news around money coming in September. Mars, now Venus is squaring Mars this month, and Mars is in your 11th house. So there could be some kind of sexual attraction. In any case, Mars gives you the energy to go after what you want. And the 11th house is the house of hopes and wishes. Like if you have a vision or a dream or a goal that you want to achieve. It's also the house of friendships, the groups that you belong to. So you might be more active with groups. You might be getting together with friends or groups that want to change the world in some way. And through that, you could maybe even meet new people or connect with new people. But you're also dealing with, you have all the heavy hitters in your 8th house. Pluto, Saturn. Now, usually when Jupiter hits your 8th house, it brings financial abundance. But because it's in Capricorn and it's also connected with Saturn, which restricts, you're dealing with some powerful movers and shakers, especially when it comes to money and finance. So you could have a powerful partner. Sometimes the 8th house represents a partner's income. There could be major changes going on within a partnership. The North Node has now moved into Gemini, so it's in your 1st house. And that's the house of Gemini is the communicator, the storyteller. And the North Node is the path that you need to embrace. But it's tied to the South Node of Sagittarius, which, what do I believe? What do I have faith? And enough faith in myself and in my goals that I can achieve it. When I'm speaking, am I coming from a place of certainty? Because of my inner convictions? Because that's Sagittarius is your faith, your belief system. Maybe you're needing to embrace different beliefs. or change the way you've been thinking. Whatever you've believed up until now is changing. And you're kind of opening your mind up to new concepts. Because the Tower, that's like a wake-up call. The Tower is like a flash of lightning, illumination. And when the lightning strikes, once you see a certain truth, you can't unsee it. And once you have that knowledge, you have to make change. You can't go on kidding yourself. So if you've been not wanting to see the truth, and then the Tower hits and you see the truth, now you have to take action and you have to make changes. And this full moon is a good moon, really, because it has Saturn is supporting Mercury, but there could be some surprises. But I think they're good surprises because Uranus is trining the moon and sextiling the moon and trining the sun. So I don't think it's going to be like getting hit by a truck from left field, I think it's going to be a pleasant surprise that's going to help you out of a jam at the 11th hour. Maybe something you weren't expecting. Or it could even be an awareness, because the 12th house, there could be some psychological awareness that comes to you this month at the full moon that gives you clarity. Where, like in the past, you had this confusion. Now you're going to have clarity. Now, when Mars goes retrograde, so you want to get stuff done before Mars goes retrograde. You only have like a few days and, a week before Mars goes retrograde, and then things slow down. Then we have the new moon on the 17th. And that's happening in your 4th house. So it could be a new beginning at home. Maybe you're moving into a new place of residence. Mercury's in the 5th house. That's usually has to do with romance. This new moon, though, is trine Saturn. So anything you're starting, if you're starting a new relationship or you're moving into a new house or finishing, you're starting some new cycle in the home. Trining Saturn, maybe you get funding or a mortgage or refinance your house so you can make repairs. Whatever you're starting at this new moon is going to be in place for a long time. So you want to really make sure that this is what you want. Because trining Saturn and Pluto, it can represent major change, maybe major reconstruction. So if it's in your house or it's involving your house, you may be remodeling or you may be restructuring your home life in a way that gives you greater freedom of self-expression. Venus is in the 3rd in Leo. By this new moon, Venus has moved into Leo. So it was in Cancer. Now it's going to be in Leo. And in the 3rd house, that's the house of communication. That's your house, So you could be communicating more, with more being noticed for your words. You might be writing and communicating. And especially with Mercury in the 5th house, you're going to be working on a fun project. Some kind of creative. Whatever you're doing, it's creative, it involves words, it involves ideas. And you're going to enjoy doing it. Maybe you're writing for a blog for extra money, or trying to bring in extra money. Now Mercury is going to be squaring Saturn and Pluto. There's going to be like this T-square between Venus and, let's see. Well, actually the moon, the sun and the moon is going to be T-squaring the nodes in Gemini. So, well actually, in your case it'll be a grand cross. But, no, it's a T-square. The north node is in Gemini. With this new moon, it'll be a T-square. Let's see, where is the new moon? So you really have to have faith in yourself this month with this new beginning. You have an opportunity to have something, not only your home life, but also that's something that affects your career and your status in life. Mercury squared Jupiter and Saturn and Pluto You might not see eye to eye with an authority figure. With Mercury in Libra, you're going to be having to compromise, having to be diplomatic, having to use words to prove your point. And I don't worry about you in that situation, because Mercury, I mean, you're the storyteller. You have the gift of gab, the gift of words, the gift of information. Now Venus, Venus is in your 3rd house, and it's squaring Uranus in your 12th house. There could be some surprise developments in your local environment. You could be getting along better with relatives, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles. But there's a square, so sometimes that brings up a sudden romantic attraction. It may or may not last, but it'll be exciting for as long as it does last. And Mars in Aries, where's Mars in your chart? Let's see. In the 11th. I feel like you're trying to get something off the ground. You're trying to take action to bring a dream into fruition. And you may, the only thing that's blocking would be your financial situation. Do I have the money to do this? And I need, you might have to drum up financial support to get this thing off the ground. And with Mars squaring Saturn and Pluto, you may feel blocked by authority figures. Maybe they have different ideas, or they're putting restrictions on how you can use the money. So you're going to be negotiating this month. This is a month of negotiation. But I think it's also going to be a month of finding your strength and finding what you really want to do and learning how to get on that path and taking action to get on that path. And learning how to find, talking your way through any obstacles so that you can get the financial support you need to get this thing off the ground. Whether it's a relationship that you want to move forward, or whether it's a home project that you're trying to accomplish, or even a creative project. I feel like you need financial support in some way. And it can come out of the blue. It can come surprisingly through some third-party situation, not your own finances. So you might have to get a loan or a grant or a partner's money, but it can help you to advance a cause this month. So don't settle for less. And if something is falling apart, release it. Let it go. Now that you're seeing the truth and you know what the situation is, don't hold on to something that doesn't serve you just because it represents financial security. Embrace what you truly need. Have the strength to rise up and be reborn. And don't lose sight of the goal. Don't give up on your dream. And you'll get there. So that's my forecast, Gemini. I know I went a little bit over time this time, but I hope you enjoyed this reading. And if it was a help to you and it resonated with you, please click on the like button or the subscribe button or leave a comment. I really enjoy reading all the comments, and I want to thank everyone for their support. And if you'd like a private reading based on your specific situation, click on the link in the description box. It'll take you to my website, and we'll get you on the schedule. So in the meantime, Gemini, conquer your fears, go after your dream. Don't let anything hold you back. And I'll talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.